the time-telling day. The market's direction will be revealed tomorrow. Will we rise or fall? For you all, I have a crucial emergency update. All right, right now we have vital, critical support. The 5-day candle just closed, and I'm repeating it for the final time today. This one was the one in question. All right, so guys, we were back here before. All right, on top of support that simply closed and closed once more. Recall the significance of this chart. All right, before we discuss news and other things, I'm quite certain that this will go forward tomorrow due to all of the internal and external news that is currently circulating. However, the fact that it represented Bitcoin's peak twice is what makes this significant. Here, 1, 2, all right, these are the peaks where this support line was supported by the USCT domination. All right, this 5-day moving average, the likelihood that it will be pushed higher increases with the number of times it maintains support. Keep in mind that cryptos are dumping if this pumps. Cryptos are pumping if this dumps. Here's the thing then. Let's see how many times it held on top of support the last time. 4, 3, 2, and 1. It pumped when 4 candles closed above the moving average. It descended again, and it contained 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 over here. Thus, 4 and 6 times. We are now holding 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Guys, we're on the 5th. Alright, so it will force us to relocate shortly. I'll say it again, for the next 5 days, the cryptocurrency market will fluctuate erratically this week. Let me check this out. Yes, folks, this week. This will decide whether to go up or down. Guys, you have to pray at a pump. Even for XRP, it marks the top once here and once there, and it marks another top twice and 3 times. Alright, we must hope that this subsides, but once more, we are at a very vital point. The 5-day candle just ended today, so I wanted to provide an update. In addition, the monthly candle will finish in roughly 22 hours. It will be enormous. Well, I don't want to discuss that just yet, but here's another viewpoint on the impending chart major drop. Prepare for a USDC dominance corner. Correct? I suppose you could make this. By the way, if this were to occur, the crypto market would have the wildest run. There would be some sort of descending triangle, maybe a bearish and an August stump, folks. Since everything hinges on tomorrow and what the Fed says, let's hope that you enjoy today's film. Just in from Michiguro. Then the Federal Reserve won't cut interest rates tomorrow, according to BlackRock. Thus, the market thinks this, unless there is a wait one occurrence. It appears like everyone believes this. They won't. You mean it won't happen? The fact that they won't cut rates is actually very positive for markets, isn't it? Although it's a controversial viewpoint, you genuinely want kids to avoid touching. I take it that you want them to hold as long as possible. It indicates that the markets will be bullish. Now for the second bonus fact. It is optimistic for markets. If you see Jerome Powell sporting a purple tie tomorrow. The color purple is the best. Any other color is terrible. All okay, just observe. He must also wear a purple tie. Currently $12.5 trillion, as the NACEs emerge as the global cryptocurrency capital. BlackRock reports that Bitcoin is enjoying a fantastic year. This occurs just before tomorrow's significant events, which indicates to me that BlackRock is incredibly optimistic about Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies in general. Bitcoin has had an incredible year. NACE is up 25% this year, as it works to pass a few important legislation that will make digital assets and payments more widely accepted, like the cryptocurrency reserve or stockpile, and establish NACE as the global crypto capital. Correct? Guys, tomorrow is going to be crucial because the NACE government will provide us with additional clarification. Alright? Regarding their intentions regarding digital assets, I hope there's some interesting news there. That move will be made for this chart if it occurs again. Alright? Additionally, it will dump. Cryptocurrencies will soar if it dumps. Alright? Everything will be decided tomorrow. The bill to purchase 1 million Bitcoin will soon be on the floor, according to Senator Lummis. The bill has the support of President Trump. Guys, once more, we need these things to truly occur. The government must purchase. For America, they are proposing 1 million Bitcoin for the US government. Satoshi has a fortune. Alright? Michael Schragi is on his way. Bitcoin will reach previously unthinkable heights if they take this action. Due to the money that is pouring in, like a tsunami. I'm serious. Michael Saylor came next. For $2 billion, Michael Saylor's plan purchased 21,000 Bitcoin, not long ago. Alright? What's happening here then? Once more, Michael Saylor never stops. He is literally necessary for XRP. I'm serious. The cause of, if we had him for XRP, that would have been insane. However, XRP is going to blow out right now. It may have moved a little, but not at all. Perhaps not. I'm not sure. However, I'm not sure why the market didn't move at all. Unless he is purchasing something over the counter. That's great news. Plus there are fewer guys, so they're still optimistic. Simply follow the money. If America begins purchasing millions of dollars, the money will take care of itself, regardless of the stories. Bitcoin MicroStrategies, continue to BlackRock, is really optimistic about cryptocurrencies. Therefore, we're ready to take off. XRP was the first cryptocurrency that Trump mentioned, so keep that in mind for tomorrow. We must ascertain which coins, if any, will be included. That is, whether they will even discuss a crypto strategic reserve. However, when Donald Trump last added XRP, Solana, and Cardano, you know what occurred on the day he did so. Take a look right here. The two candles that hit 1-2 were these two, alright? That showed up. Thus, it might be those erratic men. I'm only cautioning everyone to get ready. Or if Ethereum is added, which some people think would be the case, because it's the second largest coin in existence, it will be quite explosive. Which makes sense, to be honest. However, the SEC recognizes BlackRock's application to permit staking for its Ethereum ETF spot. Whoa, they want to stake for their spot Ethereum ETF. That is really encouraging for ETH. That implies that they won't sell at all, especially when they see the passive income coming in. I'm not even kidding. And that's why they're purchasing so much. Take a look at this. BlackRock recently purchased ETH for $132 million. Then, Trump recently purchased Ethereum for $1 million. Alright, he has some knowledge. Hey folks, how are you? Once more, they simply like owning Ethereum. I assume that it's heavy, or lagging. They probably want that return on investment, that percent gain, because Ethereum hasn't reached a new all-time high yet, whereas XRP, Bitcoin, and several others have. Another 12,000 Ethereum, worth $50 million, was added to the fresh wallet. Crazy, huh? If Ethereum breaks above $4K, there will be a liquidation of over $1.4 billion. Correct. It's gonna get really volatile, I assure you. Get ready for tomorrow, once we received it from Swan. SEC simply flips the switch. Finally, Bitcoin ETFs are able to create and redeem in kind. Real Bitcoin in, real Bitcoin out. No more cash-only workarounds. That's how BP spreads are affected by gold ETFs. Prepare yourself for the squeeze. Is that how it goes? There will be a lot of money coming in, which essentially indicates that the acceptance of in-kind creations and redemptions for Bitcoin ETFs improves efficiency, lowers expenses, and may increase institutional demand, which would raise Bitcoin prices soon. Wow, this was just accepted, and Grok is predicting that it will raise the price of Bitcoin in the near future. This was just before. When it's crucial, it's 8 tomorrow. Alright? Do you guys notice how precisely they timed this? What's going on with the case though, is what I'm asking the SEC. The SEC just turned everything on. However, it was with Bitcoin, and not XRP. Hopefully this will happen soon. How much higher may Bitcoin rise in the near future, as a result of this flip switch? 5% to 15%, depending on comparable gold ETFs. Things that happened in the past. Okay, keeping an eye on volatility. So 5 to 15%, that takes Bitcoin, where 5% was at its previous all-time high. 15%, yep, 15% take. That's really strange. 15% takes us, where for Bitcoin, it takes us to the 6-day moving average. Okay, 16% dump, for 15% dump. Look at that exactly. Even though Grok copied us. According to Marty Party, this is beneficial for all assets, including digital and cryptocurrency assets. This, in my perspective, was the last obstacle. Going forward, there should be a lot of movement in crypto ETFs. Oh, like the XRP ETFs, don't you think? Being halted or on unheld. Additionally, there is a deadline in the